Aloha everyone, and welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Okay, so this topic in this video has been requested over the past week like crazy. You guys have been asking so many questions about this and I love to see it because I love seeing you guys wanting to learn more about skincare, what products are good, how to take care of your skin. And truthfully, this is a product that I really thought I would never be delving into on my channel, but hey, it's 2020. Fucking crazy shit is happening this year. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This fat ass. I'm kidding. The Dove Bar Face Soap. Now this bad boy has been circulating TikTok, Instagram, and now YouTube like insane. Everyone is talking about how this product has been saving their skin, how they ditched their entire skincare routine to use only this bar soap, how it's the savior to their skin, to not listen to people who talk about skincare, how skincare is a scam and all you need is this bar. I've seen a lot of shit. And I really just want to share my thoughts of what I think about this face soap, if I think it's good, if I don't, what I think about the ingredients, if I think you should be using it in your routine. I literally bought this just for this video. Because even though it may seem like I'm supposed to be horrified by even having this product in my hand and I need to cast it away and say, get thee hence, Satan, I actually have some things I agree with about using this bar soap, but just a lot of thoughts overall that I do want to share. Because surprisingly, it's a complicated topic. Who knew that skincare was complicated? Not me, bitch. Alright, so let's get into it! So like I said before, this bar soap has been getting a lot of attention, specifically on TikTok. I think that's where it was inspired, and I saw multiple people talking about how much this product has helped their skin. I would insert some clips, but I'm really nervous about getting copyrighted because apparently it's been really bad for TikTok videos on YouTube, so I'll just put some links to the original creators in the description box below. But yeah, I've heard a lot of things stated about specifically using this bar soap. The main one that came to mind is this girl that was saying that she used this entire skincare routine, that it wasn't working for her, she was trying so many different things, and what she decided to do instead was ditch everything for this bar soap and a CeraVe moisturizer, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I've seen a lot of content about this soap. And this girl is basically insinuating that this is all you need, you don't need anything more, that skincare is a lie, it's a scam, and that's all you need. And since then, I've seen a lot of content being created of people saying the same thing, saying that skincare is a scam, that companies are trying to scam you by buying their products. And I've seen a lot of very intense claims. And even to the point where I've seen some people be very angry at me, essentially saying that my recommendations are terrible, to use this instead, don't listen to what I'm saying, it's just what people say. Now, I totally understand where they're coming from, and here's why I actually agree with a lot of the statements that they're making. I personally feel that the majority of people when shopping for skincare use way too many products. They try out so many different things, so many treatments, so many cleansers, so many scrubs, exfoliants, typically each of them with a lot of irritating ingredients. And because they want to see results quickly, they'll change out their product every month. When your skin is already in a compromised state like having acne and breakouts, the last thing you need to use is use a lot of products, use overly harsh products, use overly irritating products, because that will only make the problems worse. And I think from what I can see, a lot of people are transitioning to using a bar soap because of its simplicity, the simplistic ingredient list, the relatively non-irritating formulas, the fact that it's fragrance-free, and it's not reliant on all these overly harsh, overly intense ingredients. And this is why on my channel, I'm always recommending super gentle cleansers, a super simple routine, not overdoing it, and making sure you're very slow and intentional about when you're introducing new products into your routine. And with that, here's some of the things that I think are good about this bar soap. First of all, it's fragrance-free. Love that. Now, I'm not very picky when it comes to fragrance in cleansers, but if you do have really, really sensitive, reactive skin, I do think it's best to use a cleanser without fragrance, just to avoid any possibility of irritation. I also like that the waste is very minimal. Don't get me wrong, I hate that cleansers usually come in a pump or squeeze bottle format because it is plastic or glass creation that's unnecessary, and I do like that the bar soaps don't create that much waste. I also like that it has a very minimalistic and simple ingredient list. A lot of times some companies will go overboard by putting 50, 70 ingredients in a single product, when in reality, when you have sensitive skin, you don't need that many ingredients. A simple ingredient list is best, and that's what this bar soap provides. But with that ingredient list, there are some that concern me, which is why I want to get into the ingredients. When it comes to bar soaps overall, I'll be honest, I didn't think that bar soaps are still popular to this day. Using a bar soap is relying on pretty ancient technology for skincare. Soaps for the face have been used for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years, I don't know. And with all the technology development and all the studies and the research that has been done surrounding skincare, I'll be honest, it surprises me that people are still using bar soaps. I thought we were past this. But I will say, out of all the bar soaps I've seen on the market, this is probably the best one that I have found. This is the Dove Pure and Sensitive Fragrance-Free Bar Soap. In terms of formulation, the majority of bar soaps on the market have the reputation for being extremely stripping, and I will say I mostly agree with that. Usually people like using bar soaps because they give this instant, very intense lathering effect, so you can really tell like where you're cleaning on your body and face. And I will say, I think bar soaps are fine to use on the body. I can understand the reasoning and I can understand the benefit. But for the face is where I get a little bit iffy. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the ingredients that are in this formula. So the first one is sodium lauryl Oh my gosh, I struggle with this pronunciation. Sodium lauryl isethionate. Now this is a cleansing surfactant agent, and one that I personally like. Well, it's a very gentle cleansing agent that works well to cleanse the skin without overly stripping it. And I would say it specifically works well for people with more oily skin or people who are really wanting to get through an intense layer of sebum on their face without damaging their skin. Now seeing this cleansing agent at the top of the ingredient list is actually pretty encouraging to me because a typical one that a lot of bar soaps use is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is an overly stripping cleansing agent that is thankfully being phased out of a lot of cleansers on the market today, but just isn't really that great for your skin. The next ingredient is stearic acid, which is a common ingredient in cleansers and moisturizers. That is fine. I mean, it works well to help maintain and balance the formula as well as the skin. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. Where I get iffy is when we get to the third ingredient called sodium palmitate. And this is a very, very common ingredient in bar soaps. It's an ingredient that can be really overly stripping to the skin, very harsh, and basically the original bar soap ingredient. It's one of those ingredients that gives you that squeaky clean feeling that is actually not that great for your moisture barrier. And with all the new cleansing agent ingredients on the market today that are much more gentle but just as effective, I get a little bit concerned about seeing this specific ingredient. But one of my main issues with it is that it's a derivative from palm oil. And while a lot of ingredients are derivatives from palm oil, it's pretty common. This one has one of the highest concentrations of palm oil. And another ingredient this bar has is sodium palm kernelate, which is another derivative of palm oil. So palm oil is pretty present in this bar soap, as well as the majority of bar soaps on the market. Now, what is the issue with palm oil? Palm oil has a very negative reputation for being the reason for a lot of deforestation in rainforests around the world. In order to source it, a lot of times there's human rights abuses like forced labor or even child labor. Just overall, the sourcing and extraction of palm oil is really terrible for the environment because it requires at some level deforestation, which is why it's very difficult to get sustainably sourced palm oil, which is really, really disappointing. Now, a lot of people will say, Hyram, the amount that's used in this cleanser is tiny in comparison to what the food industry uses because palm oil is used in so many food products. They're totally right. And I won't say the bar soaps are the reason that deforestation exists. But if we have better cleansing agents on the market that don't have that negative of an environmental and a human rights background, why are we still using it? Like, if there's better options on the market, we should be going for the best, right? And that's really what I function with on my channel. I'm definitely clear on my channel about these being my skincare opinions. And I personally believe that you guys should use the best, most effective, safest, and best for the environment ingredients. And it is a little bit disappointing to see palm oil at such a high concentration within this formula. Now, am I saying Dove is funding deforestation and these human rights abuses? No, not at all. I don't know that. But like I said before, if there are better options out there without that risk, why aren't we using those ingredients instead? And the sad thing is that most products on the market do contain some derivative of palm oil. But in my opinion, it's all about concentration. It's about finding ingredients that use the least amount of palm oil possible to lessen the environmental impact and using the best ingredients on the market. And I don't believe either of those are good for the environment. I don't believe that these ingredients are the best. I think there's so many better ones, and it honestly makes me question like why we're even still using these ingredients to this day. Is it the worst thing in the world and the reason the planet is dying? No. But we can do a lot better and we can hold ourselves to a higher standard. So with this in mind, I also have some other critiques. First of all, I get worried about bacteria buildup on the bar. Like if you've ever had a bar in your shower, even if you have it in a little case, with the condensation, that much humidity in that environment, the water that rests on it, or the water that sits in the little container that you use, there is bound to be a lot of bacteria buildup. And when you're struggling with breakout prone skin, you do not want to be putting potentially bad bacteria on your skin. That will only increase the risk of more breakouts and irritation and sensitivity. If brands want to ensure that there's no bacteria buildup on the bar, the amount of preservatives that they have to use would have to be at such high concentrations that I doubt it would be great for the skin. And that's why all the chemists and cosmetic formulators that I know would not recommend using a bar soap for acne or breakout prone skin. Let me know if you are a chemist or cosmetic formulator and you do have your reasons why you would recommend this, but I personally don't know anyone who would. There are some dermatologists who recommend this bar soap because of its low risk for any unnecessary irritation, but I personally don't know many dermatologists who do recommend that, and the majority of them recommend using one that comes in a pump. And while bacteria buildup isn't the worst thing in the world, again, when it comes to my channel, I always want to be recommending the best products to you guys, which comes to my final critique of this product. It's not the worst, you can definitely use it and you can see results, but it's not the best. And I want to be recommending the best possible products to you guys so that you can get the best skin possible. And I just don't believe that you can get the best skin possible when it comes to this bar soap. In general, for the majority of people. Will there be some people who see amazing results within their skin from using this bar soap? Yes. And if you're one of those people, amazing. Feel free to keep using it. Just keep close attention to your skin because you could see some side effects down the road from using this over time. But who am I to say, how dare you use a product that made your breakouts go away? That's obviously not my role. I just want to provide you guys with the best recommendations possible. And I just think there's so many good cleansers on the market that work so much better, that have amazing ingredients that are good for soothing the skin, or repairing the skin's moisture barrier, not overstripping it or contributing to dryness. And if you are someone who hasn't been seeing good results within your cleanser, you're tempted to use this bar soap, but you don't want to, here are some cleanser alternatives to this product that have very similar formulas without the downsides. I'll have all of them linked below. If you do want to support me on my channel, they are affiliate links, but no pressure whatsoever. The La Roche-Posay Toleraine cleansers are amazeballs. Super, super good. Whether you have oily skin or dry skin, they work so well to deeply cleanse without stripping the skin. They're featured in some of my best cleanser videos and amazing. The Neutrogena Hydro Boost cleanser is great if you have dry skin. Very simple, but very effective. The Olay Cleanse Gentle Foaming Cleanser is very similar to this formula without the overly stripping side effects, and it's fragrance-free, a great option. Or honestly, and I know that I don't say this much on my channel, the Cetaphil cleanser works too. There's a reason why a lot of dermatologists recommend it, and while I definitely do not think it's the best on the market, I would still recommend the Cetaphil cleanser over the bar soap. I just think you can avoid the risks. Another critique is the price point. As you guys know, I am all about affordability, recommending products that are really, really cheap, but there is a point where I do have to question how high quality the product is if it's very, very, very inexpensive. And these bar soaps range from like 50 cents to $1, sometimes cheaper, which probably means that to make them, it's only about like 5 to 10 cents per unit. And I mean, I just don't know how high quality the formula is going to be with ingredients that cost that little. It's a little concerning to me. And although I'm all about affordability, I just don't think it's the best. And then as a final note to all of this, I want to say, I saw a lot of people in their TikTok saying that skincare is a scam because this product worked, telling people that they don't need to use anything else. This is the only product that'll work, etc., etc. And there's a quote that I've heard from Lab Muffin Beauty Science. She's an amazing cosmetic chemist, but also just a quote that's well known in the scientific community. Anecdotal evidence is not real evidence. And what that means, just because something works well for you does not mean it's going to work well for everyone. And this is one of the biggest problems that I see within the skincare community. I see a lot of people using potentially irritating formulas on their skin, seeing really positive results because of it, and then saying that because it worked for them, it's going to work for everyone. And that is a very risky notion. You have to be careful. Not everyone has your skin. Not everyone is going to see the same results. And just because it worked well for your skin does not mean that it will work for the majority of people or that it's even good in general. This is the same mentality that's present in so many DIY skincare videos, some even influencer videos. Just because a product worked for you does not mean that it's going to work for everyone. And even on my channel, I give my product recommendations, but you will never catch me saying that it will work for everyone. That is a very toxic mentality and one that we really need to be careful with. And if you ever see anyone saying that because the product worked, whether it's a bar soap or whether it's a really fancy product, that this is the only product you need, that the skincare industry is a scam, that it'll work for everyone, be very, very, very skeptical, because likely they either one, want views, or two, are trying to sell you something. And I've seen that so many times with this bar soap where people say that skincare is a scam because this worked for them. And I'm just like, that is a bold, bold, bold statement, and you're completely glazing over decades worth of scientific research around skincare. To say that you know better than all of these scientists because one product worked for you is a little immature. If a product worked for you and you saw amazing results within your skin, hallelujah, you found something that worked for you, great. But be careful about recommending something to everyone and saying that it'll work for everyone no matter what. Overall, I have to say, is this the worst product ever? Will it destroy your skin? Honestly, a lot of people could use this product and see amazing results. Good for you. I worry about the long-term results of it overly stripping your skin and the environmental issues, but I'm not going to rain on your parade if it did wonders for your skin. But do I believe that this is the best, or would I even recommend it on a day-to-day basis? No, I wouldn't. I can see very few circumstances where I would recommend this to other people. And I just think with the modern innovation and technology around skincare today, there's just so many better options, and you'd be best going towards one of those. But what are your guys' thoughts? I told you, this is a complicated topic. I know we got real deep, but I mean, what did you expect? It's my channel. I can't help but geek geek out. I would love to know your opinions down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Thank you guys for requesting this topic as well. And if you do have any other burning questions, feel free to let me know down below because I would love to make videos in response. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next one.